Test.
Can you help you with that?
No, I got it. Thank you.
I wonder if we can paperclip. Oh, the pin maybe. Yeah.
All right, I think we all have our place. Please be seated. Well done, everyone. Well done. Good afternoon, Pacific High School class of 2022 families. Families, friends, Pacific High School teachers, counselors, and staff. My name is Deidre Menares, and I am the very proud principal of Pacific High School. Before we begin commencement, please allow me to introduce the Ventura Unified School District dignitaries who are celebrating with us today. First, Ventura Unified School District Superintendent, Dr. Roger Rice. Dr. Rice is retiring in the fall, and we would like to thank him for over 30 years of dedicated service in TK through 12 public education. Dr. Rice has served in many educational roles over the course of his career at the school site, the district, and county levels. Thank you, Dr. Rice, for your service and for your support, especially for supporting and advocating for alternative education. We at Pacific High School wish you all the best in retirement and hope you enjoy more quality time with your family and friends. Also joining us today, we have Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Dr. Antonio Castro. Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Dr. Rebecca Chandler. Board of Education President, Sabrina Rodriguez. Board of Education Vice President, Dr. Jerry Dannenberg. And Board Trustees, Velma Lomax and Calvin Peterson. Thank you all for your service and support and for joining us to celebrate the Pacific High School class of 2022 this afternoon. At this time, I'd like to welcome and introduce Pacific High School senior Eduardo Ramirez, who will be leading us all in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Test. All right. Good afternoon, fellow graduates, teachers, staff, and families. My name is Eduardo Ramirez, and at this time, we ask everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Great job. At this time, I'm going to welcome Assistant Principal Charles Cornwell to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charles Cornwell, and I have the honor to be the assistant principal at Pacific High School. As we celebrate this special moment in your student success, we mustn't forget those individuals and organizations in our community that have helped shape and guide the class of 2022. On behalf of the faculty and staff at Pacific High School, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our community partners and organizations, as their support has allowed Pacific High School be a transformational place, providing opportunities for enrichment, mentoring, counseling, and academic success. I would like to recognize Ventura County Behavioral Health, Ventura Police Department, Ventura Adult and Continuing Education, Ventura Community College, Ventura County Probation Agency, Ventura County Office of Education, San Buenaventura Women's Club, Care Solis, CAPS Media, TDC Studios, the Rotary Club of Ventura, Ventura Sunrise Optimist Club, and the Grizzly Academy. Please join me in thanking these amazing organizations. We couldn't have done it without them. I also want to take this opportunity to recognize a very special organization that is very dear to my heart. It's called Learning the Ropes. With the help of a childhood friend, Sal Flores, and I have continued to share the ongoing vision of creating a mentoring program in our community that has helped guide and inspire students in reaching their lifelong goals. I think everyone before us today would agree that someone in our lives to guide and encourage us in our journey of life has played a major role in shaping and defining who we are today. I'm proud to say that Learning the Ropes at Pacific High School has planted that seed by connecting our students with local community leaders that have helped shape and guide our students in their future endeavors. This year's Learning the Ropes mentors were Sal Flores, Frank Benavides, Jackie Pierce, Ben Shuck, Annette Garcia, Tyson Klein, Joe de la Sierra, and Francisco Rocha. On behalf of everyone, big thank you to the mentors. Much appreciated for all your help. I also want to thank you, the parents and guardians, for giving us the opportunity to educate, guide, and prepare your child in reaching their academic accomplishments. This is truly could not have been possible without your support, and I thank you guys for that. Lastly, but definitely not the least, we mustn't forget our amazing teachers and staff at Pacific High School for their dedication and determination in preparing your child for success in their chosen path. Please join me in showing our teachers and staff how much you appreciate them. Thank you, teachers and staff. I would like now to introduce our amazing counselors, Lorena Garcia and Brenda Sapori. Thank you. Oh, there you go. Is that you?
Yes. Good afternoon. How you doing, graduates? I don't hear you. It is my pleasure to acknowledge all of our graduates who are wearing a teal-colored cord today. These outstanding students are being recognized for their multilingual skills in Spanish. These students have earned the Ventura Unified Multilingual Seal of Distinction on their diplomas. Students, please stand when I say your name so that we can recognize you for this distinguished honor. We will hold our applause until all the names are read. Buenas tardes. Es un placer reconocer a todos nuestros graduados que hoy llevan un cordón color verde-azul. Estos estudiantes destacados están siendo reconocidos por sus habilidades multilingües en español. Estos estudiantes han obtenido el sello de distinción multilingüe del Distrito Escolar Unificado de Ventura en sus diplomas. Estudiantes, pónganse de pie cuando diga su nombre para que podamos reconocer por este distinguido honor. Mantendremos nuestro aplauso hasta que lea todos los nombres. José Miguel Baeas, Jasmine Cantero James, Isaac Castillo, Liliana Cuecuecha, Sergio Gaona, María Gómez Castro, Diego Gorostiza, Melissa Juárez, Giselle Mandujano, Eduardo Ramírez, Yasmin Rifas, Rachel Ríos, Marcos Salinas, Sierra Sánchez Rosales, Samantha Silva, Axel Soto, Mariana Suárez, Rosemary Tejeda, Elliot Vasquez, Oliver Vasquez, and Esmeralda Alvarez. Woo! This is the most we've ever had. I'm so proud of you guys. Congratulations. You can sit now. Felicidades nuevamente a nuestros graduados por este distinguido honor. Estoy muy orgullosa de ustedes. I'm truly proud of you guys. Now I'd like to invite our student speaker, Jasmine Cantero James. Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. We're going to continue with the scholarships.
It's okay. Good afternoon. We would like to recognize our class of 22 academic awards and scholarship winners. These students were nominated by their teachers for going above and beyond this year in their classes, at their jobs, and in their extracurricular activities. Students, when I say your name, please stand, and if we could hold our applause until after we announce all of the students. We'll begin this recognition with our scholarship winners. Students, remember to stand when I say your name. Jose Miguel Baez, $500 Larry Meister Scholarship. Sierra Sanchez Rosales, a $500 Ventura Sunrise Optimist Club Scholarship. Yasmin Rifas Jimenez, a $300 Ventura Sunrise Optimist Club Essay Scholarship winner. Miguel Villanueva, gotta get this right, it's a $500 Parch Base SS 384 Ventura Submarine Veterans Group CTE Scholarship. Woo. Trinity Orneas, get this, $3,000 Crosby Trust Scholarship. Please join me in congratulating these Pacific High School scholarship winners. Good job, students. You may be seated. Now we get to recognize our outstanding subject matter scholars. Students, please stand when I say your name. Our Honors Award winner in math is Augustine de Paz Perez. Our Honors Award winner for science is Michael Moreno. Our Honors Award winner in history is Miss Ava Novak. Our Honors Award winner in English is Elliot Vasquez. Our Honors Award winner for art is Kimberly Perez. And our Honors Award winner for leadership is Esmeralda Alvarez Vella. Please join me in congratulating these Pacific High School scholars. Thank you, students. You may be seated. So I guess I also get the honor of introducing our class speaker. Will you come up to the stage? This is Jasmine Cantero James.
Testing. I'm so short. Oh, that was. Oh. Good afternoon, family, friends, staff, and fellow graduates. Welcome to our 2022 graduation ceremony. I'm honored to be here speaking before you. I'd love to start out by talking about how great I'm doing now, but I want to share with you my journey to Pacific. I came here in my sophomore year after some challenges at my former high school. At my other school, I did not do my assignments. I often fell asleep in class and didn't attend classes because I'd rather be out having fun with my friends. I found myself getting in trouble a lot. I didn't have any real connections with my teachers because the classes were too big and full of too many distractions, and I ended up getting behind in my credits. My mom decided it would be best for me to come to Pacific High School. It was the middle of my sophomore year, and I was too nervous to come here because I didn't know anybody, and I've never switched schools in the middle of the year. For the first 3 weeks at Pacific, I didn't talk to anybody because I was too shy. One day, a fellow student came and asked me if I'd eat lunch with her. From then on, I felt more comfortable getting used to being a student at Pacific. I became part of a small group of friends who hung out together at lunch every day. I was getting used to the daily routine and finding that I could connect with my teachers. They were good at explaining things and very helpful. I decided that I was going to like it here. No sooner did I figure that out than the pandemic hit, and everything seemed to go standstill. The thing I remember most about my junior year was laying in bed all day and staring at a computer screen and hearing teachers' voices asking, "Hello, is anybody there?" We were in the middle of the pandemic. It was a difficult time for me because the pandemic had shut everything down and everything went to distance learning. I started feeling like I used to at my other schools, having no help and having to figure it out all on my own. I found myself sleeping through most of my classes, not able to get the help that I needed. Around this time, I had moved in with one of my grandmas. I started to do more work, but I knew I needed a lot more to get caught up. One day, my dad came into my room and said, "You need to get out of bed and start doing your work." My dad let me use his Mac computer, so between his Mac and my laptop, it was easier for me to stay on track, and I did this until April when we were finally able to come back in person. Those last 6 weeks of my junior year were a blur. In my senior year, we were able to come back full-time, and I was so glad to be back. But my homeroom teacher, Miss Weatherford, had retired. That was a sad time for me because she was my favorite and she had been with me since the beginning. Being back in person helped me catch up more on my credits because I could communicate with the teachers one-on-one and get the help I needed. Around this time, I had gotten into relationship problems and also family problems. I was getting in a dark place that I tried so hard to get out of before. Even my teacher seen that I wasn't my usual happy self at school. I met with my counselor, Ms. Garcia, and saw that I still needed many more credits to be able to graduate on time. So I had to still try my best, even when I wasn't at my best. I took advantage of taking prescriptive tests in Edgenuity and found that I could pass. This gave me the confidence to realize that I did have the ability to get my work done and finish school. Also, around this time, I had just gotten out of that relationship, and soon after that, I had caught COVID. But I still managed to stay on track when I had no motivation to. Fast forward to March, I had yet moved in back with my grandmas from leaving my mom's. I continued having problems at home, and my senior year was full of distractions, but my grandma kept me focused and wouldn't let me give up. During this time, I also became a caregiver to my other grandma who was 97 years old. I could have easily decided this was just too much for me and fallen back to my old habits, but with the encouragement of my family and support from my teachers and counselor, I was able to continue working and get where I am now. Pacific High School is like a second home to me. I love my teachers because they want you to succeed. They will do whatever so you won't fail. Because it was such a small school with smaller classes, the teachers reach out to us as individuals. I want to give a big shout out to all of my teachers and counselor, Ms. Garcia, for everything they've helped me with to get me here. I honestly thought I wouldn't be able to graduate, but they all proved me wrong, and I will forever be grateful for all of them. Also, shout out to Miss Marion because she gave me the courage to be up here talking in front of all of you and believed me to overcome my fear of talking in front of people. To my fellow grads, the past 2 years have been full of uncertainties and challenges. We spent 1.5 years on distance learning, all while to keep our sanity and deal with our mental health and any anxiety we might have, and take care of ourselves and those we love. We were finally able to return full-time in person at school. We had to wear masks, practice social distancing, sit in assigned seats so they could trace us if we had any COVID. Oh my goodness. It was definitely quite a journey, but look at us now. Sitting here as graduates, we did it. We overcame a lot of obstacles to get us here today. We couldn't have done it without the support of our family, friends, and Pacific High School staff. So, to all of you, a great big heartfelt thank you and a huge congratulations to the very determined class of 2022. We did it.
Well done, Miss Jasmine. It takes a lot of courage, as we all know, to get up here and speak in front of your peers and a stadium full of friends and strangers. So let's give it up one more time for Miss Jasmine Quintero James. Well done. Before I give my words of reflection, it'd be remiss of me not to acknowledge my right and left arm this school year. I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Charles Cornwell and Mr. Peter Aguirre. And as we all know, Mr. Peter Aguirre is retiring again. But hopefully we'll see him again soon at Pacific. He can't seem to stay away. It is my privilege as principal to share some parting words and reflective remarks with this outstanding group of young adults as they celebrate this extraordinary achievement. If I'm being honest, I wasn't sure where to begin this reflection because I think for all of us, this post-pandemic school year has been a bit of a blur. At some point, all of us here today have referred to 21-22 as our new normal. But I don't think any of us actually can define what new normal is because we are also trying to figure that out. So where I'd like to start my reflection today is with our values, specifically our Pacific High School values. All of us here, students, staff, and families included, start at the beginning of the school year unsure what to expect. So as a school and as a team, we relied on our core values to guide our daily work in our new school normal. We refer to our values as the 5 R's, and they stand for relationships, routines, responsibility, respect, and results. Let me start with relationships. We truly hope that our students, families, and stakeholders know that after school safety, our #1 priority at Pacific High School is to build positive relationships with our students and families. Coming out of COVID, we knew deep in our hearts that if we were going to get this year's seniors over the graduation finish line, then we had to renew our commitment to this critical priority. COVID paralyzed our abilities to connect as people for over 2 years. And in case you weren't sure, before COVID, humans need positive social connections to thrive. And as connected as we sometimes think we are on social media, much of the research on this is beginning to tell us otherwise. At Pacific, we happen to agree with experts who tell us that we are all at our best when we have healthy relationships with people who genuinely care about us, who respect us, and who lift us up. This is why at Pacific High School we spent so much time in our first period class in community circles and guided class discussions about culture, values, and all of the life skills that we need to succeed. Our primary goal in our first period classes was to rebuild our interpersonal connections and relearn what it means to have healthy, meaningful, authentic relationships with real people. Through these conversations and activities, we learn to appreciate our individual stories, our individual experiences, and our individual strengths, while realizing our many commonalities and, most importantly, respecting our unique differences. You see, graduates, this work in first period was very intentional, and we truly hope that you experience these positive interactions while under our care at school. But even more importantly, we want you to continue this work in the next phase of your journey. Focus on relationships, make healthy, positive relationships a priority in your life. Surround yourself with people who genuinely care about you, who respect you, and who lift you up. Listen to people's stories, acknowledge their strengths, honor their experiences, and respect the uniqueness we all bring, because we are much better together. Together we thrive. Routines is our second value. I'm proud to say that our Pacific High School graduates adapted quickly back to our routines this school year, even with a new block schedule. Dare I say, you couldn't wait to come back. While getting to school at 8:30 was still a challenge for some, for the most part, our students slowly but surely developed positive school habits. And what are routines but habits? And what are habits but choices? And what are choices but decisions? Let me be more specific. A routine practiced daily is a habit. A habit repeated regularly is a choice. And a choice to take action is a decision. Good decisions start from creating positive, planned, and predictable routines. Rash decisions rarely turn out well for us. Routines, on the other hand, allow us to build towards our goals. The average person training for a marathon does not run 26.2 miles every day leading up to the marathon. They begin with 1 mile, then 3 miles, then 5, then 6, until they build their strength and endurance up to 20 or more miles. And they generally do it at the same time every day on the same days of the week. Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Continue to plan healthy routines. I'm not saying you all need to leave here and go run a marathon. I hope that's not what you heard. But at some point in time this year, you all decided to take care of school responsibilities. You turned the routine of going to school into the habit of doing the schoolwork, into the choice to finish what you started in 9th grade, into the decision to graduate from high school today. We congratulate you for this transformation and encourage you to build healthy routines into your adult life. We are never too old to create and follow routines. And if you have the opportunity starting tomorrow to create the routines that will form you have the opportunity tomorrow, to start those new routines that will start your new habits that will help you make good choices and lead to great decisions. And these decisions will lead you to achieving your next goal. Our third value is responsibility. Graduates, we know how negatively the pandemic impacted your success in high school. And while we are all impacted differently from COVID, we all experience significant grief, frustration, and disappointment as a result. But all of us here today, including students, staff, and our families, dug deep into our own resilience to take ownership of our thoughts, words, actions, and choices. We took responsibility for ourselves so that we could move forward. And in doing so, at Pacific especially, we were able to repair some of the harm the pandemic inflicted on all of us. Graduates, we will never be able to control all of the outside forces on us, but we can always control how we respond to these forces. And by taking responsibility for ourselves And by working cooperatively with others, we can always find solutions to our challenges. Graduates, continue to seek solutions. Life will be full of challenges. You will make mistakes along the way. We all do. Own them. Take responsibility for those mistakes. Apologize when necessary. Being responsible is not about being perfect. Do not strive for perfection. There is no such thing. Strive for growth. Respect is our fourth value, and I think we've all heard at least one person say, "I only give respect when I get respect." Maybe you've even said this yourself. Well, graduates, we hope that you felt respected by Pacific High School. We truly value you as individuals and appreciated your contributions to our classrooms and to our school this year. But grads, make sure you never confuse respect with agreement. We don't always agree with each other, and that is a good thing. We can disagree without being disagreeable. It is important to listen to all perspectives. It is important to show consideration of all ideas. It is important to honor all cultures. There are many ways to define respect. At Pacific, we define it as showing consideration for the feelings, wishes, cultures, rights, traditions, space, and property of others. And I feel very strongly that at Pacific High School, we practiced and modeled respect every day. So even when you disagree with someone, whether that be your parent, a friend, a teacher, a boss, or another authority, think back to what it means to be truly respectful. This skill will serve you well beyond your high school years. Finally, results. Results is our fifth core value. Results don't happen because you want them. We all want $1 million, but wanting that doesn't make it happen. Results happen because you work for them. And all I can say is that this year's class of 2022 proved that they were capable of getting results. Some of you figured it out sooner than others. Some of you were sweating it to the final minutes. But all in all, you achieved the results. It's okay to clap. That's why we're here. Grads, we truly want the best for all of you and want you to continue to seek positive results in your future. We hope our school values served you well while you were under our care. Even if relationships, routines, responsibility, respect, and results aren't your top 5 personal values, we hope that you felt valued by all of us at Pacific High School. I think I can speak for all of us when I say it has been our honor getting to know each one of you, and a privilege to serve you and your families this school year. We truly hope you remember your time at Pacific fondly. And remember, grads, once a shark, always a shark. Congratulations to you, the Pacific High School class of 2022. Let's go. I can't hear you from down here. That's better, that's better. Much better. And with that, Superintendent Dr. Rice, President Rodriguez, and the Board of Education, on behalf of the staff and as Pacific High School principal, I certify that these students have successfully completed all graduation requirements of the state of California and the Ventura Unified School District. Dr. Rice, I am proud to certify the Pacific High School class of 2022.
Good afternoon, graduates, families, staff, Board of Trustees, and distinguished guests. Before I move into the script, I want to stray just for a minute because what the heck, I'm the superintendent and I can't. And if you'll indulge me, I think 37 years of attending these graduations provides me maybe a minute or two to share with you how much I appreciate I told myself I was going to be fine, and I made it fine through Foothill. But it's no shame, right? Like we all have feelings about things that we care deeply about, and I certainly appreciate Principal Menares' recognition that I do have a special place in my heart for what I call educational options, what some people call alternative educations, because I, like the rest of the executive team and our board of trustees, care very deeply about your success. And we know that comprehensive high schools do not serve all students equally well. That one size is not fit, it does not fit everybody, and our district tries really hard to provide alternatives to students who need the kind of staff that we have here at Pacific, who give the kind of extra attention and extra support to our students so that they can take that next step on their journey. And I want to say a few words of thanks to some adults who worked really hard before I returned to the students to put on the kind of celebration that you all deserve. First, I want to thank our folks from TDC Studios that are right back here who are live streaming today's event so that folks who are of extended families who can't attend today can get to celebrate with all of us. So let's give a big round of applause to TDC Studios. And working hand in hand with them, our Director of Communications, who calls you incessantly with the all calls, Marianne Quiros, right down here in front. Wave to everybody, Marianne. Also want to thank my amazing assistant, Amy Dom, who's worked to support the team that supports you today. She's sitting right over there. Amy, she's waving. Thank you so much for all of your help. We appreciate you. And finally, I appreciate the fact that Principal Menares recognized her assistant principals, but I want to go out of my way to dar mis gracias a Señor Aguirre por todo su apoyo y ayudarnos por tantos años. Thank you so much, Peter. And I want to say to you, I hope that I do better at retirement than you did. You have failed miserably. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but Mr. Aguirre has been helping us whenever we're shorthanded in the administrative ranks for many years. And we really, really appreciate you and all you've given this district. So big round of applause for Peter. At this time, Principal Menares, I would like to acknowledge happily the certification that these seniors before us today have successfully completed all graduation requirements for the state of California and the Ventura Unified School District. And therefore, it is with great pride that I present to you all, to the community, to Board President Sabrina Rodriguez and the entire school board, the graduating class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Rice. To our graduates, we just want you to know how incredibly proud we are of you, particularly for your resilience during the last few years and for all you've managed to accomplish in getting to this finish line here today. If you look around, you will see people who love and support you, both here and those who weren't able to be here. And those are the people you can lean on when times get tough, because they're here to help you move forward no matter what. And many of those are our staff members who are sitting here who want only to see you succeed. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your educational journey. It doesn't stop here. but we are really grateful for being that first part of your educational journey, and we look forward to seeing where you'll go. And to the parents, thank you for trusting us with the most important people in your lives, your children. We do not take for granted our responsibility to you and to them, and we are so grateful that you allowed us to come alongside your family in raising your children to their bright future. We are really, really grateful to you all for that. And now, on behalf of the Board of Education, and by virtue of the certification made by Principal Menares and Dr. Rice, that you have completed all of the graduation requirements for the state of California and the Ventura Unified School District, I hereby confirm your graduation this 17th day of June, 2022, here at Pacific High School. And Principal Menares, you may now begin to pass out diplomas.
All right, Pacific, are you ready? Jasmine Cantero James. Michaela Castañeda. Lily Cuecuecha. Agustín de Paz. Tomás Martínez. Eduardo Ramírez. And Dylan Muñoz.
Andrew Aguilar. Esme Alvarez. Ryan Contreras. Vincent Esposito. Michelle Flores. Shane Rogers. Mariana Suarez Prado. Mario Vain Manzanares. John Vargas. And Juan Diego Vasquez.
Kixel Cisneros Sandoval. Melissa Juárez. Giselle Mandujano. Andre Martinez. Giselle Muñoz. Kimberly Perez.
Grace Meeks. Juan Chacon. Isabella Mendoza. Donovan Nelson. Ava Novak. Sabrina Pinedo. Jorge Ramirez. Paige Ramirez. Alejandro Ruvalcaba. Sierra Sanchez Rosales. Zach Sandoval. Isaac Solorio Yoke. Adrian Velades. Jacob Walker.
José Barajas Salgado. Maggie Barrera.
Good job, Maggie.
Maria Gomez Castro. Victor Miranda. Michael Moreno. Victor Quiroz. Telena Rocha. Annabella Salazar. Elliot Vasquez.
Alexia Aleman. Rodolfo Carbajal. Sergio Gaona. Janae Goodrich. Luis Lopez. Maria Lopez. Thank you. Rachel Rios. Axel Soto. Michael Vickers. And Miguel Villanueva.
Elena Acevedo. José Miguel Baez. Valerie Dowd. Haley Mabry. Zoe Moore. Andy Perez. Marcos Salinas. Rosemary Tejeda. Joel Villanueva Lopez.
Angel Martinez Vences. Diego Gorestiza. Daniel Guzman. Zoe Machado. Trinity Orneas. Sam Ruiz. Oliver Vasquez. Jack Carroll.
Clayton Bautista. Isaac Castillo. Isaac de Arcos. Marina Lopez. Isaiah Nussman. Efren Rodriguez. Diego Romero Cruz. Yasmin Rifas Jimenez. Samantha Silva. Laila Tapanco. So proud of you. Añadira Vázquez.
So exciting. It is now time to honor the tradition of turning the tassels. Seniors, please rise. Seniors, please rise. The wind has not been cooperating, so the tassels should be right now on your right side. In a moment, I will ask you to move your tassel to the left side of your cap to signify the end of your studies here with us in Ventura Unified School District and to confer upon you the title of graduate with the class of 2022. Seniors, at this time, please move your tassels from right to left. You are official high school graduates. Congratulations to the Pacific High School class of 2022. Well done, grads. You'll find the cap. Students, staff, families, friends, dignitaries, this concludes our Pacific High School class of 2022 commencement ceremony. Thank you for all coming to celebrate with us. Graduates, please process to the gym the same way you entered. You will be meeting your families in the parking lot. Families, please wait for your graduate in the parking lot. Well done, class of 2022. Give it up, give it up, give it up.